Bill Maher has Jane Fonda on his show, and it's pretty painful what is scrambled up inside that lady's head. But I appreciate the effort. Welcome to the Doug TenNapel channel. This is where the happy patriots are. Let's do a deep dive into Hanoi Jane.
The far left has gone so nutty on so many issues.
That's what they're being told.
That's what they...
By people like you.
Because it's true.
Now that's her first mode, is she blames the messenger. People are only being told that the left is nutty. And Bill Maher has been making this case. He's a man of the left, and he's upset at his own side for losing their mind.
You think the far left does nothing crazy?
Oh, I'm sure they do.
Oh, well then...
But I don't know. Who is the far left? What do you mean when you say far left?
And that's another whoo. She goes, oh, he challenges her on it, and then she goes, oh, well, I'm sure they do. So now she's sure... She goes from denying it one way to then saying she's sure she does. And then she goes back to another, throw him off by saying, who exactly is the far left? It's like, this is how you obfuscate. This is not how you debate ideas.
I mean, I could give you a million examples.
Yeah, well, give me one.
Okay, the NAACP.
You think the NAACP is far left?
Could I finish my sentence?
Yes.
You asked me for an example.
Yeah.
The NAACP last year issued a travel advisory. You know, that's like... the State Department does to go to, I'm sure when you went to Vietnam, they were advising you not to. There's a war on it.
I didn't talk to them. I don't have no...
I know, but you know a travel advisory.
Yeah.
She does the obfuscation thing again by going into details of questioning his question. He just gave a clear example that the NAACP said a travel advisory for blacks going to Florida, like you may want to watch out, which is meant to go after and be mean to Ron DeSantis. He gives a clear example, and she can't deal with the actual idea.
Today we have them for very dangerous countries. You
Yeah.
know, don't go to North Korea. Don't go to Iran.
Yeah.
You know where they issued a travel advisory for black people not to go?
Yeah.
Florida. Every day there's stories like that where that just makes people roll their eyes and go, are you people nuts? Even if they don't matter that much, I don't think one person listened to this and thought, I can't go to Florida.
In his defense, as what he considers a rational liberal, although I think he really needs to bail on that whole concept altogether, he is saying that, you know, normal people did not respond to that travel advisory because it was so ridiculous, the idea that black people can't go to Florida. Well, she can't follow the argument through these simple examples and facts. He comes up with another example of men getting pregnant.
But they just suggest something to the average person, which I completely understand, which is, wow, do you people ever find anything that's ridiculous? Do you really think men can get pregnant? You know, that kind of stuff.
Okay, so this is the second example that he gives. Very clear. We all know about it. We've all heard this. And her response, once again, is confusion.
So I've never heard about men getting pregnant. I've never heard about this argument. It must be some part of what you call the far left that is so minuscule that I, who am...
No, Jane.
What?
It's not minuscule. And I'm sorry, you can't throw this back on us. I assume it's because you are locked into media that just never wants anyone in their audience to know anything sketchy about the blue team.
And I don't even give her that credit. He's trying to carve out some defense going, oh, you just listen to left-wing media, so there's no way you could have heard it. I'm sorry, but your head has to be under a rock if you've not heard that men can get pregnant and men can have periods. That's just part of the common vernacular, part of the common idea. It's on the same premise in the trans movement of biology versus identity. It's pretty simple. I have a hard time believing that she's being an honest actor here, unless her brain is so scrambled that she can't even follow a cogent thought, which is entirely possible.
I mean, I don't know. I read two papers, and maybe I don't. I should watch Fox News.
No,
I guess.
I don't watch that. That's too far.
And that's another obfuscation. She goes, I read two papers. I guarantee you one of those papers is the LA Times or the New York Times, one of those two, both of which who have championed the trans issue, and she would know the issue. But then she goes and does this accusational thing against Bill Maher, saying maybe I should watch Fox News, as if they invented that concept. No, Fox News does not invent the concept that men can get pregnant, or that there's a travel advisory on blacks going to Florida. This is all public stuff. This is dishonest at best, so I'm just going to call her out. I'm going to give the win to Bill Maher on this one. He's at least being an honest actor in this debate. And she is like, if you ever argue with some liberals, man, it is like nailing Jell-O to the wall. You can't pin them down on a single cogent idea and follow it through, because they do these little tangents and wild goose trails throughout the argument. I'm Doug in exile.